Good morning to everyone. Good morning. God bless everybody that is watching. Share so we can start. Good morning. Wait for some people on the feed to join so we can start. And otra vez, Angela Cotora. How you doing, Angela? Good morning to you. God bless you, Angela Cotora. What a way to start the morning. Thank you so much for that question. It's already been addressed and everybody knows about my mistake. So, you know, you're not gonna cause an effect with your question, whether you are or you're not a real person, or you are a real person. God bless you. In all sense of the word. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to work. God bless you. Nice, good job. God bless everybody that is watching. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice. How's everybody doing? Blessings to everybody. Blessings, man. God bless everybody. And God bless everybody that is watching. God bless everybody in my country of Mexico, in the city of Tijuana, and God bless everybody in the country of the United States of America. These people that they come in the feed and they ask, they try to make me feel uncomfortable in a way. It does not. People follow me because of my work ethic and my news. I'm sorry, you're not going to accomplish it. Really, I'm sorry. And I know who you are. You're not going to. And we're winning. God bless everybody that is watching. Pobrecitos, hijos de la chica. Pobrecitos. God bless everybody. How's everybody doing? We had a phenomenal show last night. We had an incredible show. We had last night in YouTube. Saludos, Erica Alvarado Crowley. How you doing? Good morning to you. God bless you. We had an incredible show last night at YouTube. Go and subscribe to my channel at YouTube, please. And go follow me at YouTube. We're gonna start doing more live feeds at YouTube. You know, and it's been great. It's been great. You know, the live feeds at YouTube, really explainable, and a lot of, you know, videos and a lot of audios that we need to hear, and a lot of things that we have been explaining about what has been happening. You know, with a lot of things. First of all, how much the United States is spending right now on undocumented people in the state of Texas and on the city of El Paso. I just said one city, and imagine the fiscal impact and a gross amount of evasion of taxes in El Paso is $9,186,000. Wow, that's a lot. And they're paying per capita, every citizen, $13.05. It's a lot. It's a lot. And imagine Arizona's paying $2.8 billion per year on medical expenses, prisons, and in schools, and also on undocumented people. $2.8 billion. Wow. And $320 million in terms of undocumented people. It's just outrageous, everything that the United States is paying. And, you know, it's incredible, you know, that nobody's talking about that. All these Congress people, that they are in your seats in your country, they're not talking about the trafficking of children. They're not talking about how much money they're spending. They're not talking about that if it makes the citizens of the United States uncomfortable. You know, if these kind of situations make everybody uncomfortable, nobody's talking about that in Congress. Nobody. In the United States, nobody's talking about it. But the most important thing right here is that how we can do something about it and how we can spread the word about the situations that they're happening right now. And that is, a lot of global agreements they're happening. A lot of global agreements. And one of the most important global agreements was the Global Pact of Immigration. That it was, it is the one that has been causing problems around the world. And, and with migration crisis, and to people to migrate incorrectly and, risking their lives and risking everything, as we talked about. But now, let's talk about the Global Pact of Education, that we have talked about that in the past. The Global Pact of Education, and also environmental climate change global agreements. Environmental climate change global agreements. Isn't that weird? It sounds kind of like a large topic, huh? It's pretty difficult to understand. But there's an environmental agreement on global climate change. And now we got the Global Pact of Education. How is this going to affect the economies of every country? It's socialism to the fullest extent. But how is this going to portray and going to advance in every country? Buenos días, Jaime Padilla. Buenos días desde Temescal Valley, all the way to Temescal Valley. How you doing? The Global Pact of Education is going to be put out there for people to sign and for countries to sign and the 14th of May of 2020. Of course, they're going to put it on the table for the United States to sign. Now, the United States and Donald Trump, the president of the United States, has put his foot down with the United Nations. And one of the things that the United States needs to stop doing is stop funding the United Nations. Because they're funding the United Nations, but the United Nations is creating with the money that the United States is funding. That is, the United States is the one that gives more money to the United Nations. So, the United Nations, what it's doing is not helping the United States. It's sending with the same money that the United States is giving to the United Nations. The United Nations is funding the International Commission of Human Rights, all this, all these global, groups and activists that they are pushing the irregular migration through countries to countries, breaking barriers and not respecting laws and not respecting, immigration processes. So, the United States needs to stop funding the United Nations. And it's the Global Pact of Education is coming on the 14th of May. I'm going to start repeating this more often. And I'm going to start doing videos more often for everybody that is joining. Good morning. The notifications for Facebook. We're having a problem with notifications on Facebook. Good morning to everybody. God bless everybody. I'm Oscar Blue for Board of Network News Voice. There's a lot of people that they started joining on the feed. God bless everybody. How's everybody doing? Topic of today, Global Pact of Education. And there's an environmental climate change agreement that is going to be global. One of the faces, and I'm just, I'm going to be topic by topic. So, the Global Pact of Education, if you guys have seen it, is being pushed by the Vatican and by the Pope. Already the Pope, he already said that he's a globalist, and that he is for the globalist agenda, and that he is going to be the one that is the face of this Global Pact of Education. And they talk about, it's amazing that in the explanation of the Global Pact of Education, if you guys Google the Global Pact of Education, it will take you to a page that there's the Pope. It will take you to some weird images that they are, that they're portrayed of being evil, and a lot of images that they have been shown as a, as a screen before whenever a person is standing and talking. An image in the back of a person that is giving a speech. A lot of little details that you've seen on this page, that they're weird. And if you go to the Global Pact of Education, the Pope, if we go back to that speech, the Pope is talking about how we need to create an aldea that is like a town for all the kids that they don't have education in the world, and how we need to unite. Every country needs to sign the Global Pact of Education so everybody can, if a family wants to, it's another piece of a puzzle for a migration, massive migration. It's another piece of a puzzle. Why? Because if a family, doesn't have the possibilities of giving education to their children, they're going to migrate to another country, and the other country is going to be obligated to give them education. And the other country, and the other country, and the other country. That's why my insistence on how much Arizona, only the state of Arizona, how much they're spending per year on education and on medical fees. That is $2.8 billion. Imagine that. So now this Global Pact of Education that is coming, who is going to sign it? We already have 154 countries that signed the Global Pact of Immigration. But who is going to sign the Global Pact of Education? Global Pact of Education. Who is going to sign it? Who? It's going to be put on the table to the United States on the 14th of May of 2020. It's going to be put on the table for the United States to sign it on the 14th of May. Look at this, on the 14th of May. And it's going to be put on the table to Mexico, to Canada, to the Triangle of Central America, and to all these places where the United Nations has put the Immigration Pact of the Pact of Immigration, the International Pact of Immigration. It's another stepping stone to the globalization. And it's being put, let's put somebody, the United Nations said, we can't put Soros in the face because Soros is being attacked. So let's put somebody that it will give that image of helping, the world. So let's put who? Let's put the Pope. That's the one that we need to put. So we put the Pope out there. And the Pope starts reading about the benefits of the Global Pact of Education. Every kid is going to be able to move around with, parental, security, and a family can be, can migrate to another country if their kids are in necessity of a better education. So now, everything that is in the Global Pact of Immigration that it says, take care of them, give them education, give them medical, give them comfort, give them security. Everything is coming together with global pacts, with global agreements. And now we have, on the 14th of May, the Global Pact of Education. Now, again, the United States, SpongeBob America, that's how I call it, because everybody wants the sponge of the United States. They want the sponge money. Now, the United States is going to be in a predicament again. Only with the International Pact of Immigration, but now the United Nations and the world is going to push the United States to sign the Global Pact of Education. Mexico, I am sure that Mexico is going to sign it, as I already put, that we already completed the first 10 steps of socialism in the first stage of socialism in our country. I already put that on video for you guys. We already completed that. We are on the second stage, and the second stage is the education, indoctrination of education. They're talking about changing the Bible, rephrasing the Bible. What is that? Changing religion, rephrasing some paragraphs. The Bible needs to be changed. The Bible needs to rephrase themselves. The Bible needs to, some words they need to be changed. Some paragraphs they need to be changed in the Bible. Who told you that you can change the Bible? God came down and told you to change the Bible. It's the Word of God. The Word of God doesn't change. It was put like that for a reason. You don't change it. Who gave you the authorization to change the Word of God? So, now we got a Pope. They're saying that the Bible needs to be rephrased. And that is a part of this global pact of education. And all of this, now you sign Mexico and you sign Canada. And again, you put the United States in the middle like a sandwich. You put the United States in the middle like a sandwich with a global pact of education. This global pact of education, there's going to be schools now that, of course, the number one, it's exactly what is happening right here in the shelter Agape in Tijuana. And nobody's opening their eyes. It is happening already. It is happening already. And the shelter Agape, the United Nations, and also some other organizations, non-profit organizations, gave money to buy a property on the side of the shelter Agape Pastor Alberto. That is for building a school for kids and migrants that they're coming, that they don't have a possibility for school. This is, to build a school, that is great for kids. That is great. But it's part of the globalization. It is part of that. And it's being pushed through immigrants. They're using people for their globalist agenda. They're using kids for their globalist agenda. It's amazing. And that school is being built by funds by the United Nations. Like I shown you when I went to that shelter, that there were beds and bunk beds that the United Nations, gave to that shelter. It's amazing. So, what is the indoctrination of education that is going to come to in Mexico? Socialism, and now that is attacking Mexico and is on the rise in Mexico, in my country, Mexico. One of the things about socialism and one of the things about indoctrinating education is taking away really important national symbols in our country. Taking away really important national symbols in our country, our national history. And one of the things that started happening is attacking the Virgin Mary with these liberal artists painting the Virgin Mary in a really disrespectful way, attacking Emiliano Zapata, a gay artist. No insult. I don't have nothing against, sexual preference. Nothing against. I have, gay friends and all this stuff. I don't have nothing against that. But to paint Emiliano Zapata in female, and to paint him in a female kind of way, it was really disrespectful towards nationalists and towards people that they believe in the indigenous culture and in the indigenous fight that Emiliano Zapata was doing back in the revolutionary days. So they are going to be attacking now, culture and also our history. That is part of socialism. That is part of indoctrination of education. Now, what is happening right now in junior high schools and in high schools in Mexico? They are now teaching the Constitution of the United Nations, whatever it's called like that. I don't know if it is called the Book of Rules of the United Nations. I don't know if it's called the Law of the United Nations, but I will call it the Constitution of the United Nations. And they are teaching now, how does the comparison of the Constitution of Mexico and the Constitution of the United Nations, how does it go, and with what article of our Constitution compares to the Constitution of the United States, of the United Nations? Amazing. And just reading, I read it, just by reading it, my God, man, it has a lot. It's almost, it's impeccable. It's almost, it looks like it was made. It looks like it was made. And it looks like it is exactly the same in comparison to the Constitution of Mexico. So this indoctrination of education is starting to happen right now. Starting to happen right now in our country. And it is one of the stepping stones with, the new Agenda 2030. Agenda 2030. So the Global Pact of Education is one of the stepping stones that comes with migration, and that comes with what also? Climate change. Another thing. Climate change. And after the Global Pact of education, there's going to be more coming to you guys. That is the environmental, I think that is named like that. It's a global environmental agreement. It's not a pact. It's an agreement of climate change. A global environmental agreement of climate change. Of course, one of the faces, that is why all these figures started to come out to prepare the people for the new globalist environmental climate change agreement. That's why all these figures started to come out to promote what is going to happen. Who came out? That little girl. What is her name? That little girl that is like, oh, so insulting. You're insulting, and you are, because of the climate change, you are insulting my life. Remember that little girl's name? I don't remember that little girl's name. Start putting out there those public figures now. Throw them out. Let's get them prepared. Alexandria Ocasio. Bernie Sanders now. Greta. Thank you. And in Mexico, we got organizations now that they're pushing that to the fullest extent. In Chile, they're pushing it to the fullest extent. In Nicaragua, they're pushing it. In Central America, they're pushing it. In Europe, in Germany, in France, in Italy, they're pushing it. In all of these places, they are pushing. And it's coming. After the Global Pact of Education, watch out. They don't have the date, and they don't have a specific date for their reunion agreement that they are going to have. Costa Rica also. Yes, thank you. Costa Rica. But they don't have a particular date when they are going to have this agreement. It's going to be a document that is going to be signed by countries that they are going to have an idea on how to attack climate change. Environmental agreement, global environmental agreement of climate change. Something like that. Something like that. A guy from Chile sent it to me. He's a great journalist. Carlos. He sent it to me. And he sent it to me because in Chile, they're pushing it a lot. Now, watch out for Chile, as Chile is the base of distribution of ideas from the Middle East and also from parts of Russia going in there, and also Asia. Watch out with Chile. Watch out. And my colleague Carlos is explaining to me that all these things that we are just seeing them over here in the north, because it's North America, Mexico, United States and Canada. Over there in South America, they're already they're feeling it right now. It's happening. It is happening to them. And it is amazing how Chile, from a capitalist country, changed immediately to a communist country. And exactly like they are changing to a communist country, all of these steps that I just shown you of Mexico changing into a socialist country, it is happening already in Chile. And how Chavistas, that they were from Hugo Chavez, the dictator from Venezuela, how are they invading Chile and how they're changing the perspective in Chile. how are they changing the perspective in Chile, and how these Chavistas, they're bringing, intelligence from Cuba to Chile to start attacking in little groups. And all of this started happening because of one global agreement. That is the Global Pact of Immigration. And after that, it was the Global Pact of Education. Now they're going to start changing. They're going to have this is the idea. Just a book for education around the world. One sample of education for the world. One history sample of education from the world. Forget about the four founding fathers of the United States. Forget about the history of our country, the Aztecs, the Toltecs, the Mayas, everything. Forget about that. Forget about Cuauhtémoc, Moctezuma, Huitláhuac. Forget about Zapata, Guadalupe Victoria, everybody. Forget about Miguel Hidalgo. Forget about all the history in our country, and forget about all the history in your country. If these global pacts continue, and this global pact of education is going to destroy the symbolism of history in every country. That's what they do. Now, how does Bernie Sanders and these Ocasios, how are they, their idea, how are they changing minds in our country? There are a lot of people that they support in Mexico, Bernie Sanders. A lot of people in Mexico, they support Bernie Sanders. And a lot of people support Alexandria Ocasio. And a lot of Mexicans, they love Alexandria Ocasio. And I will tell you why. It's about, the way that they're sensitive, the way that they're betraying the victimization agenda. Alexandria Ocasio is loved over here in a lot of parts of Mexico because the victimization card is one of them. She is an excellent actress. My God, for her role to be victimized the whole damn time. My God, Alexandria, you are a great actress. You are a great actress. Your victimization is always betraying and to get things and to favor things. And my God, the climate is suffering, and look what is happening. It's changing the world, and la 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 la. And everybody's like, this woman has, he's right. She's right. And there's kids drinking out of toilets and water over there in El Paso and la 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 la. And everybody, she's right. And now you get a woman like that on the side of a candidate that is going to be Bernie Sanders, probably, that is the most, the one that has, more lenience to winning the Democrat primaries, or I don't know how they call them. And now that he is going to be the one, you get somebody like Alexandria Ocasio on your side that is always pushing for, victimization of migrants and the climate change and all this stuff. If the Global Pact of Education, by any chance, is put on the table in the United States, just watch what is going to happen immediately with the four fantastic socialists, that is Alexandria Ocasio, Ilhan Omar, Veronica Escobar, and Rashida Tlaib. Just sit down and watch. On the 14th of May, the Global Pact of Education is going to be put on the table, and just sit down and watch and see what Bernie Sanders is going to do, and use that as a strategy to win, or to try to win against Trump. To try to win against Trump. It is put in a particular moment per a reason. It is put on a particular date for a reason. And the Democrats are going to try to use that as a victimization that the United States is not helping children, that is not helping education around the world. And it's not giving money to everybody in the world to have free education. So they're going to try to make look bad who if it doesn't get signed. They're going to try to make look bad Trump. Because all these globalist pacts and all these globalist agreements, they're suffocating the United States. That's what they're doing. That's why I say the United States is always in a sandwich. And it was put on the 14th of May for a particular reason. That is why all these Gretas are coming out. That is why all these Ocasios are coming out. That is why all these Bernies are coming out now. Let's wait for a plan. Let's wait for a plan. On the 14th of May, we're going to talk about the Global Pact of, education. And we're going to say it. The Democrats, we're going to say it on a campaign. It needs to be signed because we need to help the world. What are you listening to Bernie now? Free education, free hamburgers, free hot dogs, free napkins, free toilet paper, free everything. Believe me. If it was put on the 14th of May and they are going to put the United States in a predicament, who is going to use it against Trump? They are going to play the victimization card that is part of the socialist theory, is part of the socialist agenda. Victimize people. Make them feel like they're not worthy. Make them feel like they are not, they're not capable of educating, of sustaining themselves. Make them believe that. Make them believe that. And that is going to happen. That is going to happen. They're strategically put on particular dates and on particular times for something. No to socialism, I agree with you. They are particularly put on strategical, times for something. It's all about timing. Politics is really dirty. It's all about timing. All about timing. And they put on the 14th of May of 2020. Why till the 14th of May of 2020? That is going to come with, oh my God, they're putting them in cages. Oh my God, they're separating families, and we're not helping the world. I can hear her now. I can hear Alexandra now. Ay, Alexandra, te estoy escuchando ya. Te estoy escuchando. I can hear you now, Alexandra Ocasio. Oh my God, he's not signing the Global Pact of Education. We need that. We need to give. And we're not helping, we're separating instead. And this is bad. Prepare for that. Be prepared for that. Because Trump is not a globalist president. Trump is not for the globalist agenda. Is a nationalist president. He loves his country and he wants to defend his country and get his country right on economy and on safe and security. And he wants international relations. He's a businessman. How do you think that he's not going to bring economy to his country? But a globalist agenda is not the solution. No. But on the 14th of May, everybody's going to be watching. And believe me, the Democrats are going to use that against Trump. Use the Global Pact of Education against him. Because if he doesn't sign it, now who's going to look bad? Who's separating kids? Who doesn't want education, global education? Who doesn't want the world to be educated? That's what they want. They want just the imperialism of America. Isn't that right? These people think that we're stupid, man. These people in their oh no, let's put a global pact on the 14th of May. He's going to reelect themselves on 2020. Let's put something right there to make him feel bad. Everybody's going to sign it and he's not going to sign it again, and everybody's going to look at America with hate. Come on. You can do better than that. Come on. You can do way better than that. Come on. A lot of people see through your lines. Soros, A lot of people see through your lines how you're using the Vatican and you're using the Pope and you're using countries to overrule the world with your globalism, Agenda 2030. You know, unfortunately, the United States is not having it. And it's a powerful country. And it's really difficult for you to overstep them like you are stepping over Mexico, like you are stepping over Guatemala, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Honduras. Like you're stepping all over every country. The United States, I'm sorry, it's going to take more than your strategies of bringing globalist pacts so that you can victimize yourself and make everybody believe that, you know, the United States is not helping children. Why do you think Bernie is using free? It's a puppet of Soros, another puppet. It's another puppet of the United Nations. These four women, these four socialist women, Ilhan Omar, Veronica Escobar, Rashida Tlaib, and Alexandra Ocasio, they're puppets of the United Nations. They are puppets. They're being used toward the United Nations to put the globalist agenda out there. And then after that, what is it going to come to? An agreement for the environment, for climate change. And if Trump doesn't agree with it, what do you think they're going to do? You got Greta already prepared. How dare you? You got Alexandria already prepared. How dare you? And you got Bernie that wants to give everything away. How dare you not accept a proposal for our climate change? The world is going to die. Pretty smart. They're really smart, these Democrats. They're really smart, man. They're so smart. So smart. God bless everybody. How's everybody doing? Good morning to everybody. Man, I love talking to my guy in Chile, man. And in Chile, he's a really smart guy. Carlos, he's a really smart guy in Chile. And also other people that we talked. Also, they're great journalists, you know. And in Mexico, Beto Alfa and Gilberto Lozano, they all talk about this. They all talk about this, you know, that it's coming, and it is a strategy to overrule and overcome, you know, powerful countries like the United States. You know, suffocate them with global agreements, that they're, you know, suffocate them until they sign them, until you push them to a point that they are going to sign them, because they are going to sign them. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's just amazing how there's strategies that they're using. God bless everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. God bless you guys. How's everybody doing this morning? We did a phenomenal show yesterday on YouTube, on Super Chat. Go over there and subscribe to my channel at YouTube as Oscar L. Blue. Also follow my partner, Conservative Anthony, as he is on his way to, hopefully, first things God, win the primaries to go ahead, head-to-head with Veronica Escobar. Follow him. Also follow Sandra Lee Wynn, and also follow Jim Bemby, as we are going to have possibly tonight a live feed with Jim Bemby to discuss a really important topic of his political process, the political imprisonment that he has right now, and how he's going to explain everything that is happening with his legal procedures. God bless everybody that is watching. Thank you. I will read a couple comments before I go. I can't trust the elections in California. Nobody can trust California anymore. I believe what you're saying, Raymond. I believe it, Ray. Last night was great information, Oscar. Thank you so much, Ms. January Linga. God bless you, and hope you have a great day. God bless you, Oscar. Be safe. Miss Mary Bailey, thank you so much. Eric Arbolado Crewley says California is imploding. So glad I left. They say that it's really bad. Border turnout slowly climbing, Oscar. Thank you so much, Chris. Big hug to you, Chris Just. Strategist for Anthony Agüero. Campaign strategist. Thanks so much, Chris. Hello, Oscar. Good morning. Good morning to you, Mr. Danny Castellum. How you doing, Mr. Danny? How you doing? Good morning to our. Thanks, Oscar. Be safe out there. Raymond E. Sperry, thank you so much. God bless you too, man. Have a great day. Got the sun right here in my face. I'm sorry about that, people. One more comment before I go. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful day. Remember, it's Monday. Let's do as much as we can, and try to do as much as we can to better ourselves as individuals and better human beings in society, and to give the example to somebody else, to give and to be sensitive and to help. That's always a priority. To give something without expecting something back. God bless you guys. Stay safe. And always remember, peace and love, everybody. Because always your country's first.